Hey guys, come do some more work with me today. Come do some more work with me today. We're gonna wash our doors so we can get them painted. I know. Now I'm doing really slow on this paint job. That's for sure. For sure, for sure. But you know, I don't have to stress. There's no deadline. And I think sometimes if we just take our time, maybe we can enjoy it more, right? That's what I'm going with. Oh, and my internet's acting wonky. There it is. Can I view my channel because we know on the phone I may or may not see your comment. That is for sure. Yes. I am a whole mess today. All right. I want it to be all messages. There we go. Yeah, we are there. Oh, finally, this popped up. And I can see who's saying what without staring at the... Maybe, if it decides to ever come on, great. If not, let's get washing these doors. We need to be sure we really get the grease and grime off of them, because from people's hands, it will be a lot of buildup. So in order to do a nice, decent coat of paint, we definitely have to, okay, I finally came up. I was making sure I was, oh look, it like gives me an age spot. Anyway, is it cutting on and off and on and off? Maybe I'm too far away from, I have this in my utility room, and maybe where it's sitting, it's too far away. So we'll just move around a little bit and we'll wash from this direction. I don't know. Hope that works. We'll get our stuff and get going anyway, right? Yeah. Okay, it looks like it's back up and rolling, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it's making me frustrated. Ooh. Alrighty, guys. I have my bucket of water right here. And I adore, I love, 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 love the Dawn. This one, the Dawn Power Plus, to really cut through grease. So it's going to do a very nice job on all of this. And we will just go ahead. I don't have to worry too much about the main part of the door, just where people's hands are going. How is everybody doing? Come on in. We will get this stuff ready to paint. That is for sure. All down here. Yeah. And then we'll do the black paint. There's 4 doors right in this spot here down this hallway, and then one more in the other room. My front door is black as well, so I definitely will have to this loop off. Get that when I get to that direction. So the goal is the doors. This week's goal is the doors. Might even be tonight's goal. I'm not even sure. How is everybody's Tuesday going? Is it being a great day? An average day? On my other channel, I cleaned my bathroom. I did. Tomorrow, I'm going to do really work on a couple of videos. So that door's washed. I am going to go ahead and do the trim too while I'm here. Some of this trim that's up high, while I'm here, I can go ahead and get it. It is crazy where you get marks from life marks happening. This is my son's pull-up bar. So I'm not going to take the pull-up bar down, actually. I am just going to paint right around that bad boy. To reinstall it would kind of be a feat. And truthfully, I just don't feel like messing with it. It blends in well enough to the door when the door is shut. Most people aren't bothered by it. And if you're visiting and walk down the hall and it bothers you, you're more than welcome to close your eyes and pretend it's not there, right? That's one way to think about that. All right, so that's one door down. And boy, I make it out to be such a big deal. I'm right up on there. You know, I make certain projects out to be such big deals, and then I get working on them, and they're really not a big deal at all. I just think that is crazy. Jabba, hey! My chat wasn't moving. Welcome, welcome. I think I got it moving now. Juba. How are you, my darling? How is the weather in Jamaica today? Paradise every day? When I lived in Hawaii, I always felt bad about saying that I was having a bad day because I was in Hawaii. How bad? This door, I have magnets from our travels on it. Some of them are really stuck. My magnet door. So that is what I'm doing on this door. But yeah, I just have to get this dust and all. So I always felt bad if I was having a bad day. Hey, to Princess, let me give you a jacket, my dear friend. Oh shoot, I lost myself. Let me give you a jacket over here. Well, I lost myself there. So let me see if I can do it right here. All right, I want to go to Princess right here, okay? And I want to add as a moderator. There we go. Nikki, you know, after being with out of town with Della all weekend, boy, that as much as I like to drive and do those things, you come back and it's like, whew, I feel all falling apart. Like, oh, I should have stayed and gotten this project done, but I didn't, you know. So then I start feeling guilty, and I shouldn't, you know. It was the right thing. I'm so thankful I went. She actually needed some mom support. So sometimes our kids don't tell us, but it's really important, you know. So I'm really, really glad I went over and saw her. But since I was going to finish painting this last week, it is time to stop with the procrastination, right? I'm just right here where the hands are the most. I want to use a degreaser to be sure I get that grime off. It makes a tremendous difference in how long your paint stays. On my doors and on my trim, I've started using an enamel paint, but it's an acrylic enamel by Sherwin-Williams, and it doesn't have a lot of a heavy smell, but it gives that super gloss that I like, and it seems to wash just a little bit better than our high gloss paint. It's enamel paint. It's way better than the old enamels. Yeah, they never tell us when they need us, you know, they want to tough it out. Then you call, and then you're, anyway. When she first went off to college, she goes 5 hours away from where I live. And it was hard. I mean, we're in a teeny town, and adjusting to all of it was so far away. You she couldn't come home for the weekend or take a break, and she would call. So finally, with her being, we had to have, thank you, my log king. Shahir Mir is here with his logs. If you guys want to look at some amazing planing and wood products, you know, just the wood being cut and used, oh my gosh, his workshop is amazing. Go check him out. If you want to travel around and see Vegas and the Las Vegas, California West Coast, go on over. Yeah, I'm still cleaning to paint. Go on over to YouTube, Princess, Juby Princess, and she is over in Vegas. And Nikki's Happy Lifestyle, that's my sister, and she is all things happy. Whether she's cooking, you know, you always have to have that one irritable sister that's always so happy in life. Always happy. That's Nikki. She's always happy with everything. All right, so once again, I think this time coming around on this door, I'm gonna paint the other part too. So what I wanna do upstairs when I paint the door white, but then on these center panels, right here, when I get up to upstairs, paint these center panels, the color of the room. I think that would be so fun, you know, to add some dimension and color. Yep, everybody please connect. So that was what happened this weekend, and like I said, I'm glad I went, but you know, when you leave on a Friday and get back on a Sunday and it's 5 hours there and 5 hours home, it's a lot of driving. But I did have the opportunity to stop. My oldest brother's daughter just moved into a new house they're renting, and they just, like, literally just this weekend finished moving, and she's pregnant with baby number 3. So I was kind of, sort of, driving past where she was, so I was able to stop and say hey, and that was really, I'm washing the walls, Marley. He's not happy. I must have bumped the wall, or he saw somebody outside walking. So yep, it just makes this paint go so much better, nice and washed. So that's what happened this weekend. This week, I'm gonna get lots and lots and lots of videos uploaded on both channels. Gonna get this painting in this room finished. We're not gonna decorate yet. Oh, plywood, he's making plywood, there you go. And 2x4s, like the, yeah. But I'm gonna do the painting here and there, and then, because then next week I'm going up to be with my mother up in the country. So I want to have this finished for when I come back, and I also will have videos, hopefully, to upload from her house. So that is the goal. And of course, yesterday was a holiday, and the weather, look at that from hands, is changing so fast around here that it's making my sinuses kind of wonky. But yeah, so what is do you have a fall project? Are you working on anything? All right, so that is where we are right now. All right, I'm gonna let it kind of get a good dry on it. And we'll get it painted. Yeah. Oh, I have one more to wash. Shoot. All right. And then we'll get our tools out to do our next one. Yeah, that's not. Oh, and there's another black door way over there. See it? That's got to get painted too. I hope you saw it. But for right now, we're on this one. This one is inside and outside because it's into my pantry area. And this one has the most sticky on it because of the garbage can is in there. So, but I'll tell you what, taking my doors from white to black was truly my live streaming 9 a.m. Pakistan time. All right. Yeah, we would definitely try to hit you up. Yeah, that is, did you say 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? 9:30 p.m. Pakistan time. I'll have to convert it, but that makes it about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the East Coast of the United States, if I'm kind of right, around that time. I know your evening is my daytime, so this is the sticky door that's going to need the most work. We'll go ahead and spray our defunker right around our handle. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, my store is finally up, and I promised some people I would teach them how to do the store because it took me 8 months to figure it out. I finally got it figured out, and I'm using the TeePublic store from the inside. Oh, so my kitchen is very small. That's the kitchen right there. It's just very little, as you can see. We repainted all the walls. I haven't decorated, but that's it. That's the kitchen area. Just a teeny little space. And then it's open. Hold on. So it's open and it goes into my living area. And there's my table right there for now. And then there's the backyard. So it's not a big space, but it worked well. It worked well. What's so funny is my daughter, in every apartment she's had, every house she's had, her kitchen has been twice the size of mine. I said, oh my goodness. The kitchen I grew up with was a whole, like this room, the whole room all together was, and it had huge tables and fireplace in there. But I was one of 10 children, and so a lot of people were eating at the same time. And Mom had it open, you know, so we could stay. That house was a big house. Sure was. So I haven't painted my walls or my doors or anything in probably, when did I paint these black? I want to say at least 10 years. And I'm so happy I went with the black, especially on this door. You can see it has gotten, hi, devotionals from the fountain. Welcome, welcome. So I went with an enamel paint because the regular paint, as you can see, from just washing all the time where people's hands are, it wears off really over the years, but this hasn't. There has just been around the handle some where it has gotten, you know, some nicks on it and some stuff that had to be to come off. So all in all, I do feel like it was a very wise choice of paint to use for something that gets heavy use. Yes. So, when are you guys releasing videos? I was on a very strict schedule for, gosh, since about Christmas. I was doing, from January, I was doing a Tuesday video and a Thursday video, and then shorts in between. Great wood, yes, Mir. Two Princess says, great work with the wood carving. Isn't it something? I love watching those old machines. So now I'm kind of, had it and I really was very regular with it, but I've kind of backed off to once a week now. And then coming back, I was not doing any lives at all. So I'm doing kind of the once a week and now doing lives again. So that has changed for me. I don't know. Do you have a formula that is working? Hold on. I'm back on this side of the door. We'll adjust so you don't have to look at the black wall. There you go. Do you guys have a formula that seems to be working pretty well for you? Or what are you using? Or because I know with the algorithm and with YouTube, the more predictable we are, the more it likes us. It definitely likes to be able to know, predict, you know, what people are watching, when they're watching it, who to put people out to. But all of a sudden, since July, my predictability has gone kaput. In August, I decided, it's definitely time for me to come back. I don't know what. And work on my, when the comments come in, we hear the comments instead of keeping our eyes on the screen. Yes, let's see. When the comments come in, here are the comments. So, yeah. You know, I think, honestly, there is an app to do that, and I need to look into it. Because I think it's one of the accessibility apps for the phone. Because you have people that are driving, I think on Bluetooth or something, there is an app that definitely will let you do that. I'm almost positive. So I know there has to be something. Okay. And instead of me doing more work today, maybe after I wash this last door, I should stop and go research that. And find out what the deal is, huh? This pantry is the next project. I have got to get wooden shelves in here. The metal shelves just don't give you enough room. It's a horrible, horrible setup. I don't like it. I need to fix it, make it a little bit better. But yeah, I do think there has to be an accessibility app that will read the comments off. And I agree. I don't know. I'm not that great at reading. Like, I'm really thrilled. I finally figured out how to get the live to go scrolling again, because they changed something last year and it stopped. It used to. So I am excited to have figured that out today. Yeah. So now it is time to start painting. Painting. Marley, do you want to paint with us? Marley got a haircut. Come here. My little Marley boy. He got a big haircut. And now he looks like a chihuahua. Yes, you look like a chihuahua. Yes, you do. He wants to go out back and chase the rabbits. But we're not gonna let him. What would you do if you caught a rabbit? Huh? He's looking at something out there. He wants to get it. He wants to go get it. You do? All right, go on, go get it. Go on, go get it. All right, let's let him outside to go get it. All right, go ahead. It was a moth was on the porch. My fierce puppy. There he goes. Okay, guys. So I have the black doors. I have them all washed. So thank you, Dawn, Platinum Power. Now we get to pull the old black paint out, find the mixer, and we shall get this all repainted and it will be shiny and new. It'll look great. It will look great. Like I said, it's a enamel, a black enamel from Sherwin-Williams we are going to be using. So let me step down here and find our party parts. Okay. All right. And I need black on the door. Alright, so here it is. We're gonna have to move it, to this spot. Okay, we'll block up everybody's access. I do like to keep my a water bucket, because inevitably, if not, I spill. Okay. All right, so we shall turn it right around. I have my little pieces of plastic to use. I will set that under here. Okay, let me put this over by the door, because we'll start at the back and work our way down. Yeah, I might have to paint with the door open. Oh, that is okay. I can do that. I can do that easily. All right, so my paint hasn't been used in a while, but what I am gonna do is spin you around. All right, let me move this off the counter. That way I won't look so messy. All right, I'm gonna sit right here on the floor. I am gonna take my water bucket down where I'm gonna be painting first. All right, got my water bucket. Oh wait, I need it back down all the way. Hold on, that's not gonna work. Bring my water back. Because after I use the beater, the mixer thing, I will have to drop it in the water. All right, so here we go. I have, and I really, 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 really loved using the mixer piece. And it was a Walmart. Oh shoot, that's up too high. I had never used the paint stirrers that went onto my paint can before, but I'd never used such old paint. So I definitely need a big old, and it washed very well. That's why I have the water. As soon as I use it, we'll drop it back into the water. And it will take a minute. Put my bag of goodies to the side, get my drill ready to go. Table. All right. And we just change this piece right on out. Oh look, I used it last. I didn't have it too tight. And like I said, these little paddles for mixing, really, really, really great. And I will bring you guys directly over the paint so you can watch it mix. It did a great, fantastic job last time. Hopefully, I love these tops that are self-stirrers. I haven't opened this paint in a while, so we're gonna have to see what we have in there. So come on with me. We shall take a peek together. There we go. Try not to get black all over my camera. Wouldn't that be a tragedy? All right, it's all set to go. And I know it's gonna have to go at least 5 to 10 minutes to really fully integrate the paint again. And that's why I decided to go with the beater this time, just because, like I said, it is not coming directly from the store. And hopefully it will be usable. Okay, so that top has kept my paint. It looks kind of a little thick. But let's see what it does when it mixes. Oh no, it's good. Okay. Hold on. Let me hold it. Gonna go the other direction. Here, I'll let you get down on it and you can see how well it is mixing for me. I am so excited. I really had no idea with that plastic top, with this top, how good the paint would be after such a long time of not using it. But it looks great, as you can see. Okay, I'm gonna switch it back the other direction. Oh, hold on, switch off. All right, there it is. I'm gonna bring it on up and out of there. I'm gonna wipe some of that excess off. Not too bad. Not too bad. I didn't hit the sides real hard just because I know over time they have glopped up, you know. So I don't want too much on the sides. But that's good. Now, like I said, this is an enamel paint, so it's gonna be a little bit thicker than my other was. Oh, shoot. Hold on. All right, I unplugged it. And there we go. And then I put it right down there in my water, and I can deal with it later. That's why I like my bucket of water available. All right, it is well mixed. I will go ahead and wipe my hand off. Oh, I got a shirt right here. There we go. my painting shirt. These were all little painting shirts. Right now you can get really inexpensive end of the season shirts at Walmart for like $3. So a triple X fits me just fine. All right, we are fully blended now. And like I said, that is how I do it. Now I'm gonna take it. I am gonna do all the doors today. I have decided I am not going to stop. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a little bucket thing. And actually, it can just sit just like that in my other tray. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to be too outrageous for my door. Yeah, I just don't feel like washing stuff. I'm not gonna wash stuff. All right, guys. The other thing that I think is vitally important is that we have some wet rags with us because I always drip. I'm the dripping queen. Queen. Just need just a little bit more water. There it is. All right. So my beater can sit and soak. I am really excited. The enamel, like I said, really held up. It held up. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. The enamel held up extraordinarily well over 10 years of wear, tear, and washing. It held up a lot better than the paint actually did. Okay, now let me see how tall I think I am today. Do I need a ladder? No, I'm good. I don't need the ladder until I do the trim work. So I'm gonna turn right back around here. And, sorry guys. I'm just gonna turn right here for a second and pour my paint into my bucket. I will use, oh, crud. My paper towels are upstairs. Let me get some paper towels. All right. No, we're not using paper towels. All right. When you pop the top to this paint back down, it's going to pop on your hand. So I am just going to get me a wet rag right here to use. I just replaced all of my kitchen rags. Because at end of season stuff, you know, you can buy stuff so cheap. So it did have a little black oversplatter. Let me get some of this off right here. Oh yeah, I splattered a little bit. So it'll be easier right this minute to get that off. There we go. I just happened to look down on my plastic and saw splatter. And I'm like, oh man. Then I looked over, so it looks like we got my oversplatter. That's good to know now that I'm going to do painting more rooms, that if I use the blender, to be very careful with splatter. All right. So here we go, guys. Here we go. The moment you have all been waiting for. Let's pour the paint. We mixed it well. And let's see how it looks. I know the anticipation is killing you or getting it to you as well. All right. And that's my brush I like to use. I love these tops. I cannot say them. And I'm really impressed that it was still, the paint was still viable. I had no idea what we were going to find. I'm not going to go too far. Just about right there. Let's see. And like I said, because it is an enamel, it is right here, Sherwin-Williams interior, exterior, high gloss, enamel-like finish. Enamel finish, like enamel finish. So that was what I went with one. I figured if it was for inside and outside, it would definitely wear well and wash well. And being on doors in the kitchen and a downstairs bathroom where I knew lots of hands and stuff would get spilled and need to be washed, I really have enjoyed this paint. But it is a very thick type of paint compared to your regular wall paints. And that's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing. Now with this 1 gallon of paint, I have painted the inside and outside of 1, 2, 3, 4 doors and just the front piece of 2 doors. And I still have half of the gallon left. So if you just have 1 or 2 doors to do, you literally could probably do it with a quart. You know, just a little quart of paint would probably do just fine. And of course, I like to go with the grain because that's how I was taught to do it. We will come on down. This I'm gonna have to open just a little bit, and here's where it gets tricky. So let's see what we can do. This one I'm actually gonna open it all the way, just because I won't have to, because I can hold it, my dryer, going into my little utility room. But all right, here we go, stroke number 1. Yeah, nice. I cannot say how excited I am that the paint blended really well. I was so afraid with the plastic on top that it would have dried out. And it does not look like it dried out at all. Looks like it's going on pretty darn nice. Nice. Now, of course, the upper part of my door didn't have a lot of wear and tear. But now to paint the white, the initial painting of these doors, I do remember, because it took me about 4 coats to fully get rid of most of the brush marks going from a white to the black. It took quite a bit of, yeah, it was a lot of coats that went into this party. That is for sure. And let me just hit down that side. I have it white on that side, okay. Yeah. And I do remember that was kind of, got to the point that it had actually become a little bit frustrating, and I had to call it done or finished on a couple of them. Just say, oh, I am not sure. Another thing that I have found with a lot of these paints, that it does not serve you well to keep going over it and then coming back. Once you have finished a section, let it dry 100% completely before you come back over it, because it'll glop. The paint will begin to glop on you. So I've got that, it's nice and wet, and we're coming down to the next part. Oh yeah, we'll get all the doors. We're gonna knock them out pretty fast. I just remembered how long it took the first time, and it was a lot. But this seems to be going pretty smoothly. Now, when I originally changed my door color, I did change my lock color, and I pulled the locks, you know, the door handles. I did pull the door handles off. Hey, you guys can come down with me. I don't know if you guys can even hear me. My skin tone looks great today. I did, my skin tone threw me off. I don't know what was I chatting about at that moment? I did, you know, originally, and it makes it kind of faster to take the door handles off. Then you just don't have to worry about it. You just flipping through, and not a big deal. You don't, or you can, if you're really concerned, paint them up. But I am okay with my black going right on that edge. Yeah, all right, now we can come back and clean up some of these marks here. Another trick that professional painters know, that is a trick. You never put more than just a little tip of your brush in the paint. You do not want it to get all glopped up with paint all the way down the bristles. You keep that paint right towards the tip, because it just does no good to have it all the way. All right, yep, I can definitely see some streaks from the first time around. Try to cover them up a little bit. And stuff that has hit the door and blah, 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 blah. But yeah. And like I said, this paint, being that it's enamel-like, has a very, very thick feel. But it was an expensive paint. I think years ago I paid, I think, about $45 for the gallon. But look why it was worth it. One, the paint is still viable and on the walls doing its painting job. And secondly, I'm still able to use it even now, which I think is pretty darn good considering how old that paint is. So that is the name of the game. Now we're coming, yeah, I can see all of my swoop lines from the first time around. Quite a bit of lines, but it was fine because the hall was dark, so I was not extraordinarily stressed, and I think this might have been the last door I painted. So yeah, you just go over it and then let it fully dry before, if it needs a second coat, come back. A lot of paints now say 30 minutes, but truthfully, I find if you are not on a time crunch, the more time you give it to sit, or to set up and become kind of strong, the better that next coat goes on. That's just my theory of painting. Maybe it's because I like that big break between painting A and painting B. The second thing is make sure everybody in the house knows that your doors are wet. So I am going to use a lot of black in this home makeover. The next thing I am doing is the next black will be my dining room floor. We are not replacing the flooring at this point in our family history. We have other things our money is dedicated to. So I am going to paint the floor black in there, and I'm going to get a gold stencil and highlight around the edges in gold. And I have peacocks in there, so I might just get a gold peacock and just take my time and around the edge paint. Oop, I got a little right there. Paint peacocks in gold. But I have a rug that I want to put in that room, and the rug is pineapples. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna paint the floor black. I do know that. All right, we don't want any, yeah, that spot has been the bane of my existence. I need to let it dry like I preach and come back to it. Some of these chips are kind of deep. My kids started washing their own clothes at about 5 years old, so a lot of the nicks on this door are from little kids smashing it with baskets. But all in all, it has definitely held up beautifully. And it's not that horribly. And my kids, I was going to say my children weren't necessarily hard on my house, But actually that's just not true. They were, you know, I don't think you can have little ones and them not accidentally, you know, make little messes. All right, I'm gonna come over here and pick up that little spot right there that's, oh shoot, did I hit it? Nah. Come on down. I'll load it up. So that is what is gonna be. It was for a downstairs, it was kind of like my first bold painting move in this house was to paint these doors black. It was the best thing. With little kids, you don't see the white get so dirty on doors all the time. I loved. Oh, hey Michelle, can you let him in?
Yeah.
I loved having my doors black. It just kept a lot of things from being seen, a lot of dirt over the years, you know. And then we just pull it across. There we go. And I think that looks pretty darn good. Couple of spots. I'm gonna definitely have to come back. There's a spot here that I don't think that it's ever gonna cover. I am not sure. I might have gotten it. There. I had to go really deep. There's just some deep gouges in the wood. There we go. I gotta come at it from a different angle to fill them in. There we go. So I'm gonna say, voila. Voila. Here's one more. So I have a funny door story. If you guys want to hear a funny story about a door, let me know. Do you want to hear a door story? All right, I'll tell it to you because I'm sure you will be interested. All right, here it is. When my brother got married, the house I grew up in, the doors were solid wood, right? Solid wood. So, you know, these doors are hollow. But with the solid wood doors, it was a whole different subject. Well, we were getting ready to go to my brother's wedding. Yes, my brother's at the church. We're getting in the car. We're supposed to be there. And of course, now, please remember, I'm second to the oldest of 10 children. So, well, we were going to the wedding, right? My grandmother got stuck in the bedroom. And tell you what, don't fool around with a mama when she's running late to her son's wedding and somebody got stuck in the bedroom. She took an axe and axed out, or her hatchet or something, and just axed out one of the squares in the door, and then got my grandmother out of that bedroom. So that is what she did. I want to thank you guys all for being here. Please like and comment and connect while we are starting this home improvement project. I'm doing it on this channel and over on my Just Fabulous channel. I am so glad to have people to chit chat with while I do this. That's the best thing I have found about YouTube. I talk to myself a lot. And now I can do it with an audience. All right, so I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. And like I said, you definitely want to not go over a section too many times or else it's going to start to glop on you. But go ahead and get a decent coat. I'm a firm believer in a heavy hand with paint. I don't know. That is just what I prefer to do. So it is just how I prefer to do it. Shoot, I might have enough paint left. I might be able to hit the front door as well. I might. Then all the doors would be completed. And I'm going to do the stair treads black. And then behind on the risers of the stairs, I am going to put like the wallpaper design going up my stairs. I am really excited about that. I thought I was going to get a piece of plywood and make like a three-dimensional design to put on every tread, or just cut something and do it. Those had some carpet on them years ago, but dogs and children, you can't ever get stair carpet clean. I don't care who you are. You cannot keep carpet on stairs clean. So years ago, I ripped that puppy up, pulled it right up. I mean, it was vile. It was pretty nasty. All right, so we are coming on down on this door. All right, and the next door is front and back. I think I'm just gonna do the front though. I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about the back side of it. Get in here. So what are your plans this week? Let me see if I'm missing people. Come on in, come on in. Hey, Hot Grown. Thank you, World Tour. My stuff stopped moving again. My chat, it like moves and then it stops. Big thumbs up, and then where was, all right, and then I still don't, oh, hold on, maybe I needed to put it back on. Nope, it's on all messages. See, that's what's so weird. I see big thumbs up, and I know over here I see Hot Grown, and he's in the chat, but it's not showing up on the phone. I don't know. I can't figure it out, but at least I have two things so I can double check. We'll get these doors all painted up. Like I said, this second coat is going on so much easier than the first one on, but here's the kicker on this door. I'm concentrating when I'm quiet. Pull it open for a second. There we go. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. Let's get this. Whew. Oh, shoot, I almost spilled it. That would have been not a happy moment for me. All right, there we go. That's looking better. Come on back in here. Oh, not that much better. Hold on. Let me see if I can do a little better. Let me see. Come on back this way. With this. There it is. Press, press, press. I'm just, on this corner, I'm just kind of pressing and pulling the paint. There we go. It has enough paint, you can see up here on the paintbrush, that to really do a controlled line, I can just kind of press it into that sharp edge. Almost as if I'm scraping, well, I am scraping that excess right off. Then I just kept my line nice and tight. There we go. Look at that. All the tricks of the trade. Come back in, make sure we don't go somewhere we've already been before, because we don't need a glopper. So I learned it to paint from my mom, who's a perfectionist, in all things. And if she comes and sees a glop, she'll point it out. She's like, oh, you repainted your house, but I hate that. But you should have sanded that one little spot and then redone it. Or if she's gonna go paint, before she can paint, she has to make sure there's no old drips, and if there are, you go back and sand them. It is so nice to do it my own way and just say, look, you can't see people's hand marks on my doors anymore, and it's all the same color. I am happy with it. And I don't think, not to be harsh on somebody, But like that was just her very much a perfectionist. And my older brother was the same way, and I'm like, whoop, it's black. We good. I mean, if it was horrendous, then we might have to talk about something. But for the most part, you know, we'll get this rolling just like it is. And if there's a drip or two, well, then it means it was painted with love, right? And truthfully, if you're going to tell me there's a drip, you're more than welcome to come and get a sandpaper and take care of that drip yourself, right? That's what I say. But it is funny how different people get very uptight about certain things. And honestly, if you don't point it out and you just do it and you enjoy what you're doing, most people will never even notice the small imperfections. That's just kind of how life is, huh? Full of small imperfections. But if we don't point them out, most people will never see them. And what is imperfect to us truly doesn't bother other people for the most part. Except for when I burn food. That does affect people in the house, right? I'm still here, guys. I'm doing this bottom panel. I think it's looking shiny and new. Shiny and new, I must say. Compared to the first time I painted these doors, it really did take about 4 or 5 coats of paint to turn them from white to black. It took a lot. So this coat going on like this and this fast, I cannot tell you how thrilled I am. I think that's why I procrastinated so long to even try to get over here and paint it, because it really took a long time last time. But the hard work has been done. I am just touching up, truthfully. And don't we all need a little touch up as we age? Yes, I say yes, we do. All right. Even Michelle would agree with me, right, Michelle? She said, I ain't getting dragged into this conversation. Oh, my cackle. I have to work on my cackle. I do not have a great cackle. I do not have a great cackle. All right, so door number 2 looks pretty good. There's one dot right here that needs a little oomph. There we go. Ah, don't peel. There we go. Door number 2 is completed. Here we go. Let's spin around. One thing I like about this enamel paint, being that it's a little bit thicker, is it definitely does not run like I'm talking to somebody that wasn't even here, like wall paint. It's very hard to get it to drip. Can you see doing some there? Yeah. There you go. I'll come do some technical work for you, Hot Brown. Of course, of course, of course. Anytime. Anytime. Huh. Look, start making enough money, then you can write it off as a business expense when you go visiting people. Especially if you do videos together, you know? That's a good thing, man. We can get it going. All right, so this door is a little bit different because it is a metal exterior door. But it's okay. You can see where some of the magnets were. But like I said, it's been washed. It's ready to roll. Yeah, definitely nice, smooth. This doesn't have all of the lines, but I am still going to go with our typical door line just because I think the paint makes more sense that way. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're going to come up here and draw it down, draw it down, draw it down. When I'm trying not to make a mess, I have to be quiet. There we go. And pull it back up. There we go. I'm done to there. Yeah, this coat, but it did, like I said, it took a lot. But See how thick this paint is? And it's because it's that enamel coat. So it goes on, it's almost like a glue, like a light glue. But boy, it did what it needed to do, and it looked fine. Oh, we gotta come across this way right here. Come on across, right like that. Yeah. And before I hang my stuff back up on this door, I would definitely wait at least 2 weeks, just because it's metal. And if not, my magnets will definitely, I mean, I put those magnets up this year and they still kind of pulled some of the paint off when I took them off. So I want it to be good and hard before I put my travel magnets back up. Or when I leave and sell this house, I will have to paint the store, which is okay, because now we know the paint stays good for a grand long time. Yeah, it's going pretty well, I think, guys. What do you think? We're on door number 3. We can almost finish all our doors today. I'm going to paint until I run out of paint. How does that sound? Oh, that was an amateur move to break that line right there, wasn't it? It was. Let me see if I can get us moving again in the chat. Yep, chat, all messages. Let's take that back down. All right, and let's see if we can, gosh, that's so weird. I don't know why it always stops on me. All right, nice and smooth. This one, the outline is not quite as deep, the panel outline, so it's very simple. But I will have to let the guys know that I have a wet bed. It's a wet door here. All right, so now I gotta kind of think about it for a second. Watch where I put my rear end. So the biggest spots I'm finding that are having problems, you see where I had changed the door handle. Well, what's really funny, I changed the door handle, but nobody has a key to get in the house. I never rekeyed it to the house, the lock. All right, now on a metal door, I shoulda, coulda, woulda gone in and maybe sanded it down a little bit if there was a rough spot on this metal, especially where it's peeling just a tad, to make it super professional. But I'm being casual. We're doing casual painting, right? But that would definitely, it wasn't that flaky. I didn't think it was flaky enough that I needed to come back and sand anything. But that's one thing to check. Definitely during the, did you see how it came off? Definitely during the washing phase, because I did wash these real well, to go ahead and check the, okay, this, I'm gonna have to let dry and come back and do another coat. Because it was totally white, I can definitely see it picking up on itself. And we do not want that. Nice smooth strokes up and down. This has a kick plate at the bottom. So I'm just gonna go across that kick plate. And I had added that myself, just to insulate the door a little bit more. And I want to hit these delicate spots coming up. Oh, I did a better job this time. All right, that part of that door is completed. Yeah, you can definitely see on these walls. I am going with an enamel. Dripped again. Glad it was on the paper. Paint or an enamel-like paint for my trim work as well. Like I said, it just definitely holds up better But there are some marks. I think those are moving furniture in and out, truthfully. All right, I did not come across this. So we will come on across here. Keeping with the same lines of the other doors, really your lines will show up. So it is kind of a good practice, even on these metal doors, to follow the grain lines that you're seeing on your other doors. Just makes it do its thing better. All right. I do have a drop of paint on the floor because my cloth is not covering it. So before I get too much farther along, I will need to clean that up with my wet rag that's across the room. Once again, I'm stopping, I don't know if you can see, at the base of my panel, and I'm changing directions, just like the wooden door, to follow that line. It's like little things like that. If you don't have to do it, but for me, if it's not done that way, it will always feel slightly off. And it's just because you really, no matter what, see the stroke works and the bristle work of your paintbrush. So if it's not going the same direction as your other doors, it just kind of doesn't necessarily make the most sense. If you know what I'm saying. Nice. All right. It looks like we are moving happily along on this project. All right. Yeah, there's a couple spots that are popping back up. Let's see if I can get that a little bit. I'm not too worried because the magnet is truthfully going back over it, but anyway. Okay. I think it's a little bit easier when you're doing the same color on the same color, if there's some way to differentiate. And this black is black. It's not being black. So it's giving me a bit of trouble seeing it. Does that make sense? All right, nice you there. No, I don't. Reyes, welcome. I am retired, actually. So this is what I'm doing. I haven't had time to redo projects in my house, and now I do. So I have this channel, which is more of an ASMR channel. My videos are ASMR, so the sounds and the tingling and all. But I also, because it's monetized, am trying to reach my threshold by doing some lives. And right now, this is what I'm doing in my life. I am also using my other channel is more about life and decorating and stuff like that. So, as you can see, it had some heavy wear and tear, but like I said, it has probably been 10 years since these doors were originally painted. So all in all, I think they have held up pretty darn well. Oh wait, I gotta get the paint off the floor over there. Yes, so like I said, the first time I came in and painted, it was very, it took a long time. I had to let it dry and come back, dry and come back, dry and come back. I think I probably put 4 to 5 coats on each door to get them a nice color. But now that they're done, boy, this is like super paint. I'm gonna wipe that up. I don't want to step on it later. There we go. And yeah, so we'll do the inside and outside. Then I have 2 more doors downstairs to go ahead and get it painted, right? Why not? We're here. I'm here. You're here. Let me know what you guys are working on today. So last week I went ahead and changed the colors of the wall And that was a little bit easier to see actually because I was changing the color. So now we will come in with a nice black. And come on down. And come on down. There we go. I like to go ahead and do like one section because like I have said over and over, you don't want to go back and rework your paint too much because it will begin to peel up. And this around the doorway, I'm gonna have to come back later and double paint it when it's good and dry. So by the time I finish painting the other doors, I can come hit the spots around these doorknobs that need some extra attention because they'll be dry by then. Even though a paint says it's dry in 30 minutes, yeah, I don't necessarily condone that or believe that. I think it will sometimes change. So there we go, a nice happy layer. I'm using my bristles to cover right into that stroke mark. There you go. And then I come on down the centerpiece, staying with the lines. Only place I cheat and don't really follow the lines are obviously around this part right here. But even that, I'm pretty much going with the lines. And the upper part of these doors really does not get a lot of wear and tear, so it goes very rapid, doesn't it? We just knocking it out. Knocking it out. Let me see. For some reason, my chat will chat on the phone for a while and then it gives out. It is stopped at World Tour 8K. So let me see what you guys are talking about. Let me see. All right, yes, there you go. Reyes, I answered your question and that's where we are on that chat. No, we are just enjoying our time. Some people believe like in repainting their house every like 4 or 5 years. And I agree with that. I mean, I think that's nice. Growing up, we never stopped painting. We were always painting, always. In the summer, we would paint a bedroom and a big room. And we just rotated it around that way. They all didn't have to be painted at the same time. It was like this year, this room gets painted. That year, this room. But my mom kept her walls white and the trim was the color. And with 10 kids and a white walls, you know, it just is what it is. They get, so we were always painting. Matter of fact, my story is before I had gone home, I had moved back home because I was getting married. And my mom kept complaining about the wallpaper in her kitchen. She wanted the wallpaper off her walls. And then she wanted it painted. So she went to my grandmother's house for the weekend. And I pulled all the wallpaper off her walls. But I didn't know how to pull wallpaper off of a wall. And this was pre-internet. Yeah, it was pre-Google, pre-internet. You were on your own unless you sought out information, right? So I didn't know how to do it. I'm like, okay, it's wallpaper. You pull it off the wall. Yeah. That's not how you get wallpaper off of the wall. And if you see wallpaper and you just start to pull it off the wall, guess what happens? All the drywall, all the sheetrock, the top coat of sheetrock comes right off with it. Oh yeah. Then I couldn't pull any more off the wall. And I was stuck. So I went to a paint store and asked them, and they're like, yeah, you need this thing. You square it, then you wash it with this, then you get this steamer. And yeah, my mom came home. Half of her house had no, it was like cardboard was showing. Like, then she told me that I could not get married until I fixed her house. She was so stinking mad. But I got it fixed. Let me tell you, I got it fixed. It looked great, and I got married. But that was my last hurrah at my mother's house. Yeah. The great wallpaper incident of 98. Yeah. And now I know how to get wallpaper off of walls and why I will never put wallpaper on my walls. Well, I might, but truthfully, I was wallpaper traumatized after that. It happens to the best of us. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was something else, that's for sure. All right, so I have the inside of this door to do next. This is the pantry door, so it is definitely goopy. It needs extra attention and love. But see, I came back and touched that up right about that handle, and it cleaned it right on up. So it's not, sometimes you just have to give it a minute to harden up before you come back in with another coat. That's all. That's all we have to do. I do have a short dropping at 1 o'clock, or in the morning and afternoon for some people. But be sure you check that out. Tomorrow we are working on I am going to upload some more ASMR videos. They will be fabulous, I am sure. For those of you that are sound people and can't get enough sound in your life, they will be coming out. It's a very special group of people, isn't it? And like always, please feel free to go on over and check out my shops. Click on the shop link, see what's around. I have links to different things I use. I am going to connect my to Amazon because I definitely do a lot of Amazon. And just for my friends in India, guess what? You guys are gonna love this. I ordered, thank you, Hot Brown. Nobody's leaving till the doors are painted. We will all stay here till this project's finished. All right, that's gonna be the last piece I do. All right, how are we gonna do this? All right. I don't want to. I want to see what's here. Huh, I didn't know that handle hit the door, the wall, but it does. All right, so, what was I talking about? The ramblings of somebody who is painting. Shoot, I really lost my train of thought. Okay, I don't like it banging. Yeah. Well, this I built up in my head to be such a traumatically hard project. And we are moving right along. I mean, right along. It looks like our front door is going to get a coat of paint today. And maybe even our banister. Yes, I have a lot of black and no, I'm going to just do this room. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't. But while I'm doing black and black is mixed, you know, I kind of feel obligated to keep going with that color. Oh yeah, here's definitely some marks from the first time around. I do need to pull everything out in this pantry and repaint it. That would be a very nice surprise for myself when I open this door. Well, I mean, I really got frustrated on painting this because I see run marks, I see unpainted spots. I think because it was the inside of the pantry, I didn't really stress too much. But we will come down and get these nicks all handled. Oh. Somebody must be home from work. Here comes Marley. Hey, Dan, I'm in the middle of a live, Boo. But come on in, it's pointing at me.
Okay.
I knew men were coming in. Work day's almost over.
Yeah, because we had like nothing going on today, so.
Oh. Well, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice day to be outside.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna go up, get clean.
Take it out. Oh. Yeah, last night was the night of no sleep for everybody. It's crazy. Just this past week and now yesterday, oh my goodness. What are we gonna do? So see guys, I'm still trying to keep my paint nice and low on the brush. It's working its way up a little bit, but that's okay. I am doing the inside of that door now. Yeah. Happy third Tuesday, sis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hot lifestyle in the house. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. I appreciate it. Like, I don't know what to do. Look at those huge drips. I must be getting chatty. I just don't know what to do to make my phone work better. That's for sure. That is for sure. Oh, and I think I'll put it out. I'm gonna set a live. Let's say, why don't we set it for Wednesday, and I'll set a time. What's a good time for you, Hot Grown, for me to go over the look at that, to go over how to set that shop up? Let me know and we'll do it together. I will just give me a time if this is a good time or later is a good time. Anything not past 5 o'clock. We got early bedtimes around here. I don't know, that's just kind of family time, you know, or my time, I guess. We'll call it more than family time. It seems to me if it doesn't get done before a certain time, then I don't mess with it. Sounds like people are sitting around. All right. Now the only part I have left on this door, it's not too bad, I don't think, is this side panel piece. So this door, because it's fully black, it is top to bottom. I need to do the piece right here. What is it called? And then what I'm gonna do is put this away. We will finish the next 3 doors tomorrow. How about that? I think that's a good idea. I am so excited that my paint was still viable, usable, beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. Throw this nice and thick on here. So not bad, not bad, not bad. It is definitely easier to come back than to start it. That is for sure. And like I said, these doors got so much washing, but I love flat doors now. I love it. They just hold up so well and take a whole lot of dirt and make it so you don't see it. So there we go. Our hallway of doors is complete. I am going to wrap this up because I do have people coming in from work. And you know what that means. Snack time for them. They're going to want to get where I am. And I try to work around each other's schedules somewhat. You know, they do a good job working around me. Thank you all for being here. And all of the... Yeah. Just leave a message on the community tab. What would be it? If you go to my main page, up in the up top, you see community tab, and you can go in there, and over on the community tab, you can leave messages. So I'm just gonna wrap my paintbrush nicely for tomorrow. we will be back to use it again. I just get a nice Ziploc bag. Before Ziploc bags, I use just plain plastic and a rubber band. And there it is. I have to say, when I'm farther away, look at it. And then I'm going to take another Ziploc bag and see if it can get it over. No, I'm gonna have to cover that with plastic wrap. But that's okay too. I have plastic wrap right here in my dishwasher, all handy and dandy. There it is. Dishwasher needs to be cleaned. Okay. I will just put it right. Oh, hold on. You can see what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. I'm just putting plastic wrap over my paint. And we shall cut it down like that. All right. This is not the thickest container, but there you go. And another piece. And that should hold it until tomorrow. It will be just fine. For the sake of not spilling paint in my house, I am going to set it out in the garage. But we are all ready to go tomorrow. I don't think we're going to need any more out of the can. So I'm going to put that away. Then I have, remember I used the beater thing? So I do have over here. It's almost clean. It just soaked real well. And then it'll be clean for its next use. I don't ever put paint or clean my brushes inside because I don't want that stuff in the drain of my house. It will clog it up. So with that being said, I'm actually going to take this out. It's not stable sitting in that. It was fine to have a handle to move around with, but I don't want it. All right, I will get everything put away until tomorrow. I don't know what time, sometime tomorrow. I'll be here painting. I'll be on my other channel painting. I don't know, but I want to thank everybody for being with me. I hope you have a fabulous Tuesday, whether it's evening, past bedtime, or you're waking up Wednesday morning. Some people, yeah, just have a fabulous time, and thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me. I don't take it for granted. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support, and we'll get together again tomorrow. Until later, stay fabulous. Oh, watch for them nuts being cracked. Gonna get some nuts cracked. Bye, guys. All right.